Good Monday morning, everyone. Hope everybody had a terrific weekend. We did a lot of stuff this weekend. Had a great weekend. Thanks again for all the great comments on the series with little Eric doing his sign. And we finished that up on Friday. In case you haven't seen that, it was Friday's newsletter. And he did a terrific job. I had a blast working with him. And he seemed to enjoy it. I don't know whether he's going to keep going with it. I don't know, but he now has a basic understanding and did a great job. I'm very proud of him. Did a wonderful job. So that's the kind of instruction that I really like to do. That if we end up doing the seminars in October, or the seminar in October, that's the kind of teaching and instruction that Dad and I and Vicki really want to do. So it'll give you an idea if you're thinking about that seminar. All right, let's get into today. If you have any questions on that seminar, obviously, let me and Vicki know. I got a great shout out from Bill up at Punished Props for that sign that I did. I showed you guys a week or two ago, and he got it and gave me a great shout out, and I appreciate that, Bill. Thanks so much, and it was a blast making it, and thanks for all the great comments on that sign. It was a lot of fun to make. All right, let's get into the question today. The first one is from Lee Hall. Oh, first of all, before I do that, dang it. So you guys know that I use this little Illuminite light, and I clip it on my router, and it makes a really cool little light that I can put wherever I want. Well, there's now another version of this, but it's not Illuminite. Now, this one I got, it's actually a double light setup. It's like a little octopus. It's really cool. So it's still it's almost identical on the design. In fact, it looks like the same casting. Everything looks pretty much the same. This is rechargeable, but it has AAA batteries in it, and they work fine. I don't have a problem, but they say that it's rechargeable. I just put new AAA batteries in it, and it works good. So you can put one behind, and several of you guys have told me about this. You can put one behind, one in front, or from both sides in front. But anyway, it's pretty cool. I really like it. So anyway, that one is called what the heck is that name?
Vergiano.
Vergiano. Okay, it's Italian. Comes with garlic bread. I don't know. Anyway. So check it out and see. You guys can probably find these. I think I bought it on Amazon, actually. So anyway, I really like it. Thanks, you guys, for those of you guys that told me about those. All right. So first question from Lee Hall says, I've got a DeWalt D26670 compact router, and I've been practicing, but I can see that it's not really made for sign making. I've ordered the 611 and it's a variable speed. I've never heard you mention what speed you run your routers on. I have mentioned it a few times, but I don't mention it a lot. So the router that he's talking about is this one. So this one, and I went and looked it up, and actually I've never really run across this one. I wouldn't recommend this for sign carving because I've never used it, so I couldn't tell you, but I know it's definitely not near as powerful. I think it's like 5.5 amps or 5 amps, and this one is 7 amps. This is the 611. So I wouldn't recommend this for carving. It's the base is different. You'd have to open up the back. I don't know. I wouldn't recommend it, but it might work, but I wouldn't recommend it unless you modify it. But anyway, that's the one he has. So what he's asking is the variable speed. These routers have a little dial on them, and you can run them from speed 1 up to 6. I always run all my routers, even the big 618, I run them all at full speed. So in case that comes up again, I've mentioned that a few times before, but maybe you missed those videos because there's a bunch of them. But I always run my routers at full speed. The only time that I wouldn't run it at full speed is if I'm... these routers, by the way, I see a lot of these in little CNC machines. And if you're milling aluminum or brass or, soft metals, that's where you would really get into the variable speed too much. If you're cutting wood, as far as I'm concerned, whether it's oak or whether it's balsa wood, I run it at full speed. I never vary that speed at all. The only time I might possibly do it is if I'm cutting acrylics or something. I might slow it down, but I don't do that hardly ever. So I hope that answers that question, and that will run us right into the second question, which is from Bill Phillips. He says, I have a couple questions. I've got my router 616, which that's another router that I don't use, but it's a 616, and I need to know as a newbie if I should wait until I get my 611 to start practicing with the weight and size difference. Would I have a better control? Well, yes and no. Number one, this is a 618. The 616, this is 2.5 horse. I believe it's 2.5 horse. And the 616 is a horse and 3/4. It looks pretty much the same, although I put my own handles on here. I took the handles that it came with, and I took old handles off of a Black & Decker that I really liked. I like these handles a little bit better. So it's just a slight modification what I did. But either way, whether you're using this one or the 616, or I don't care if you're using a big 4-horse router. For years, decades, I carved the fine detail with these routers. It's a different feel, yes, and until I did it, I never saw anybody go into the compact routers. This was kind of, I guess I'll take credit for it because I saw this and decided that I wanted to try this little router. Now it is my favorite router, no doubt. But I can absolutely carve super fine detail with this router. And if that's what you have, use the router that you've got. If you've got a big Black & Decker or a Porter Cable or a Craftsman or whatever, or a big DeWalt, you can absolutely use this to carve signs and carve super fine detail with it. It's just not quite as easy to handle as the little 611, but I go back and forth on these routers all the time. It makes no difference. So absolutely, don't think that you have to have one of these small routers in order to carve fine detail or to start carving signs. Just get that router in your hand and start carving, period. Anyway, that's kind of my take on it. Use what you have. When you can upgrade and go to the smaller router for your fine detail, then do it. But until then, use what you got. Okay, that is it for the questions. Want to go over one real quick thing. You guys, we get a lot of questions on where do you get your bits, and especially for brand new people, if this is the first video you're watching, we have all the bits that we use, the profile bit and everything right straight through. We have them available on our website, makerwoodsign.com. So if you guys, remember, do not go to davesigns.com. That is our website as well, but that's for the other part of our business that has nothing to do with sign carving supplies. So if you want to order router bits or any of the sign carving supplies, go to makerwoodsign.com, and then over here somewhere it says sign carving supplies. So click on sign carving supplies and everything is there. If you have any questions, let us know. But I just wanted to kind of go over that again because we don't talk about that a whole lot. All right, so Wednesday we got a little demo coming up on Wednesday, and then on Friday we got a really special demo coming up. So I hope everybody has a great week, has a great Monday. Oh, sign carvers of the day. Thank you. Sign carvers of the day. It's almost messed up. Danny Hill, his very first sign. Or signs, I guess. Great job. It looks like he's stained them. Inset, big, bold, fat letters. Inset and then stained. It looks almost like a walnut stain or something like that. Great job, Danny. And then Joel Frongos. Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Let me bend this one. It's a Billy the Kid poster. So he took a poster from Billy the Kid and actually carved it. I don't know what he did with it or whether this was for a customer, but it's kind of cool. I thought it was pretty neat. Notice the bullet holes.
Oh, I didn't know
Or is there bullet holes
Yeah,
or
these
bores? Yeah, no, the bullet holes. It's kind of cool. I think he actually inset some bullet casings there. Great job. That one's really cool. Good job, Joel. All right, that is it for today, guys. We'll see you on Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in. Questions, our emails are down in the bottom. Give us a thumbs up if this was helpful to you. Again, we're here if you have any questions, and we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Have a great one. Bye.